run it, guys. Some people may call this karma. Some people may say it's coincidence. Me, I say I find this ironic. So that they have the nerve to flee the state, get on a private jet that's most likely paid by taxpayer money. They telling the people that are not politicians to wear a mask on the airplane. They're on the airplane wearing masks, and they're on the bus not wearing masks. With a whole thing of a Miller Lite, I think it was. They talking all this trash about freaking people need to be vaccinated. People need to wear a mask. They talk about trust the science, but at the end of the day, these same idiots are the ones that contracted COVID-19. Now, here's the thing, people. I'm not gonna be one of those ones that say I find this funny because they're the same people that say wear masks. I'm not gonna be one of those guys, even though I have every right to do it. Even though I do want to very much, people. I really do. I do want to keep this. I do want to keep this show professional because some people take a COVID-19 this whole COVID-19 thing through the heart. They don't like people who make fun of people who die from it. They don't like those type of jokes. Me, I'm not making fun of it. I'm just saying. You know what? I'm gonna say it. Karma's a bitch. That's what this is. So I'm pretty sure you guys heard the story by now that a lot of the number right now is 8 Democrats who fled the state of Texas to reject, quote unquote, to stop this civil rights voting bills that they claim Greg Abbott, the governor of Texas, was proposing to stop minority votes, quote unquote. And my thing about that is they took millions of dollars out of taxpayer money. They fled to freaking Washington on taxpayer dime. They met Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris saying she praises these people for their heroic actions. But now look what happened. Now look what happened, people. It's like I don't get this. I don't get why is it always such hypocrisy when it comes to these people. It's such hypocrisy at this point. They tell you to wear a mask on a plane, whether you're vaccinated or not. They on a plane and they on a bus with beer. They gloating about how they're saving the minority votes. They on these planes and stuff like that. No mask wearing, and now apparently eight of them contracted COVID-19. It's just stupid. People, please help me out here. What's the iron? And then you have freaking leftist media protecting these dumbasses. Somebody please, for the life of me, help me out here. Or somebody tell CNN. Nah, somebody tell AT&T to drop CNN. Let them do their own freaking news coverages since they making AT&T lose money. Somebody tell AT&T, Time Warner Media, drop CNN right now. Make them they own private company. Stop. Don't let them get millions of dollars or billions of dollars in funding from AT&T no more. Drop them. So let's go ahead and read this news article from Blaze Media that was on July 17th. Multiple Texas Democrats who fled to D.C. without face masks test positive for COVID-19. The House Texas Democrats, three Texas House Democrats, part of the group of lawmakers who recently fled the Lone Star State to block legislation they oppose, have tested positive for coronavirus. The Texas House Democrats caucus announced Saturday that one of the members of the caucus who fled Texas tested positive for COVID-19 on Friday. After the positive result, all lawmakers and staff took rapid tests, which returned 2 additional positive results. The THDC did not identify the lawmakers who tested positive, but said all 3 were fully vaccinated against COVID-19. The members who tested positive are isolated for 10 days. Although all Texas House Democrats have been vaccinated against COVID-19, the positive tests are perhaps no surprise given the lawmakers have spent the week in confined spaces without masks. One viral image, for example, showed the Democrat lawmakers packed inside a private plane without wearing a face mask. Y'all can see it right there. They on plane to D.C. Texas Democrats lawmakers are leaving state to break quorum to stop Republican voting bill. You see, they are on a plane. They're not vaccinated. It's a private plane too. Get you paid for that, taxpayer money. Like I said before. It's not yet clear when Texas House Democrats will return to the state, because they do return to the state. I'm pretty sure Greg Abbott and the arrest warrant has just went out saying if any of these people return to Texas, they automatically going to jail. However, when they do, law enforcement will most likely be waiting for them after the Texas legislature overwhelmingly voted to issue a call of the House to regain quorum. They also passed a resolution requesting the sergeant at arms or officers appointed by him send for all absentees under warrant of arrest if necessary, the Texas Tribune reported. Texas House Speaker Dave Fillon offered to charter a plane on which Texas Democrat lawmakers could use to return to Texas, but they refused to offer. Of course they would. Because they are stupid, but they're not that damn stupid. And now let's read this other article from Blaze Media. More Texas Democrats test positive for COVID-19 after fleeing state. So that's 8 right there, people. That's 8. Wait, it's 3. Hold on, let me check to make sure. Two additional Texas House Democrats who fled the state last Monday to block legislation for passing in the Texas legislature have tested positive for COVID-19. The news comes after the Texas House Democrat Caucus announced Saturday that 3 caucus members have tested positive for COVID-19. The Texas House Democrat Caucus announced Sunday that following 3 positive tests on Friday and Saturday, the caucus conducted additional testing. As a result, 2 additional Texas House Democrats tested positive for COVID-19. That brings the total number of known infections among the caucus to 5. As with the first announcement, the caucus did not disclose the identities of the members who tested positive. Because why does it even matter? I mean, at this point, why does it matter if who identified as positive? Because we all know it was the Texas House Democrats. They want their names. They could just look them up on the Texas.gov, I think, as the House legislators. However, Texas State Rep Trey Martinez Fisher later said that he is one of the affected members and is experiencing mild symptoms. State Rep Celia Israel also revealed that she tested positive, the New York Post noted. It was not exactly clear why the caucus had such a high rate of infection. The caucus claims all members are vaccinated, which would make its breakthrough rate significantly higher than what has been seen in the generation population. From January through April, for example, only 10,262 breakthrough cases were reported to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, despite 101 million Americans being fully vaccinated during the same time period. According to the Texas Tribune, 56 Texas House Democrats fled to Washington. 56? I thought it was less than that. Which would put their current breakthrough rate at nearly 10%, or nearly 1,000 times greater than the general population. The Texas lawmakers plan to be in Washington for several more weeks on the Texas taxpayer money. What about VP Harris? That's one thing I want to mention about that. Let's talk. Here's another news article from Breitbart. White House. Kamala Harris tested for coronavirus at the Texas Democrats super spreader event. Now, here's the thing. Some people, it's an opinion. It's your opinion whether or not you want to call this a super spreader event. Some people may say no. Some people, me personally, some people on the right would say, or even some moderate conservatives would say yes. Me, I would say, nah. I mean, it is kind of a super spreader, but it's only 6 people from what I'm reading right now. Let's go on with this article. The White House said Monday that Vice President Kamala Harris proceeded to test for the Chinese coronavirus at the meeting with Texas Democrats last week, who later tested positive for it. First, I would say I think that the Vice President's office put out that she was tested and that there was no detection of COVID-19. End quote. White House Press Secretary Tim Psaki told reporters during the White House press briefing who asked about the Vice President's health. Psaki's assertion about Harris getting tested, however, contradicted a statement from the Vice President's office on Saturday that there was no need for Harris or her staff to get tested. The Vice President's office did not respond to requests from Breitbart News to confirm that Harris was tested for the virus at the meeting with Texas Democrats. Harris met Tuesday with a group of Texas Democrats who fled the state to block Republicans from passing election and security laws. 5 of the Texas Democrats who traveled to Washington, D.C. have now tested positive for the virus, even though the group says they were fully vaccinated. The White House did not respond to multiple requests for comment from Breitbart News about Harris and her health, including whether Harris had appeared at any events at the White House or whether the president has been whether the president had been tested for the virus after appearing with Harris on Friday. Psaki denied that the White House has taken precautions to isolate Harris from President Joe Biden at the event. Quote, there haven't been additional precautions taken, she said. Okay, so yeah, now Harris got tested. Nobody knows if she tested positive or not. But you want to know something that's I find really crazy? This article right here from Fox News themselves. Quote, stating vaccinated Pelosi and Biden aides test positive for COVID. The Pelosi aide had contact with the delegation of fleeing Texas Democrats that contracted COVID-19. A spokesperson for House Speaker Nancy Pelosi tested positive Monday for coronavirus following a meeting last week with members of Texas legislators who fled the state for Washington, D.C. Drew Hamill, a top aide to Pelosi, said the unidentified staff member who was fully vaccinated and did not have recent contact with the top California Democrat, though the Speaker's office is taking extra precautions as a result. Quote, yesterday, a fully vaccinated senior spokesperson in the Speaker's press office tested positive for COVID after contact with members of the Texas state legislature last week. Hamill said in a statement obtained by Fox News, quote, this individual has had no contact with the Speaker since exposure. The entire press office is working remotely today with the exception of individuals who have had no exposure to the individual or have had a recent negative test. Or our office will continue to follow the guidance of the Office of Attending Physician closely. On Tuesday, Pelosi and her staff were spotted wearing masks again at the Capitol, following a loosening of mask restrictions by the correct physician. Many members have opted against masks in recent weeks. So you can see that the hypocrisy is I find this hypocrisy really hilarious. Of all that gloating, they telling people to wear a mask, they get vaccinated. They get vaccinated. They still contact COVID-19. And then when some people in the news ask them about it, they want to go around wearing masks, even though. Does anybody remember the video where the House Democrats and Speaker House and Senate Democrats were all in one spot without masks, glowing to the GOP, get vaccinated, you don't gotta wear these masks no more? Does anybody remember that? Now, what's up with that now? Because I don't hear nothing. Asked about her COVID positive staff on Tuesday, Pelosi said, I'm sorry he has it. All the more reason for all of us to be vaccinated as he was. Wear a mask, take every precaution. But he was vaccinated. He was vaccinated, Pelosi. So do the vaccines work? You guys are pushing for the people to get the vaccine, and the people we get the vaccine. If we still get infected, then what? Now here's the thing. I'm not saying do not take the vaccine. I'm not gonna ever say that. I'm saying like your aide that you come in contact with almost every day got the vaccine, but you still tested positive for COVID-19. So either he lied about taking the vaccine, and you guys are just so full of yourselves, you're so full of shit, or something else is going on here, in which we'll know. She said any decision to bring masks back full time to the House of Representatives will be up to the Capitol physician. Separately, Axios first reported that a White House official also tested positive for coronavirus after attending the same rooftop procession in Washington as the Pelosi staffer late Wednesday night. The White House aide was also fully vaccinated and experienced mild symptoms. Okay, that's a okay. So that okay. So I'm seeing 7 or 8, 7 to 8, 7 to 8 of the Democrats that are fully vaccinated, but they still contracted COVID-19. Like I said, I find the hypocrisy very hilarious because this is hypocritical. This is hypocritical. You said people. Yep, the Democrat staffers got vaccinated. They on the plane gloating about how they're going to Washington on taxpayer money. They are vaccinated. They say get the vaccine, you ain't got to wear no mask no more, and now they are contracted COVID-19. Anybody? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, people, but like I said, this is not funny on some standards, but it's funny when it comes to Democrats being freaking hypocritical idiots. That's what is only funny with that concept. These same people, like I said, has CNN really did a full story about this, or did they just do another 30-second clip they did with freaking Andrew Cuomo? Because like I said in one of my previous videos, CNN does not call out their own. They don't call out their own. And now when people actually look at the conservative news or news from the right, they will see that why didn't CNN or MSNBC say anything about this? Because as you see from this, Politico and the Blaze, they will show you the difference. Politico, Pelosi aide White House official tests positive for COVID-19 after contact with Texas Democrats. And the Blaze says vaccinated White House official and Pelosi staffer test positive for COVID-19 after encounter with Texas Democrats. You see the difference here. You see the difference here. But I don't know. That's a. It's like we're stuck in the freaking Twilight Zone. Things go one way, and then all of a sudden, it's not looking very good for a certain individual or individuals or a certain group. But like I said, it's not funny at a certain standpoint, but it is funny when it comes to the Democrats being freaking hypocrites. But I'm just one person. You guys let me know what y'all think in the comments below. If you guys like what I'm saying, like, comment, subscribe, share this video. I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.